What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So as you can see, we installed new parts on the Tenere 700. As you can see, it looks completely, not completely, but like almost too different from the last video. So here, let me go through what we did here. So I added my Nelson Rigg to the tail bag, a tail bag to the tail section of the bike, just so I have some luggage, because I don't have an official one yet. I always use the Nelson Rigg tail bag. Is super handy. It fits one helmet when you extend it, so basically it's like a nice day pack that you don't have to wear on your back. So it just latches on to the passenger tail seat there. As you can see, I added traction pads on the side of the Tenere. Just I think it's more for cosmetic, but it kind of helps when you're actually your knee is on it. And this one, I noticed that it kind of has some rubbing marks after riding for a little bit, so this kind of prevents that now, so that's kind of nice. The big thing is here is the heat crash bars. As you can see there, very easy install. You just have to remove the side panels and remove a couple bolts. It's very straightforward, very easy to install. As you can see, it looks really good. I think it's one of the great looking crash bars out there for the Tenere. Some other ones are just, the shape just doesn't look good to me. The Heed offers a lower crash bar as well, but what I plan for the lower crash bar is to use a AXP skid plate that covers the lower portion, like really high up here. So that's why I didn't buy the additional lower bars for the Heed. I'll just get the AXP skid plate. It's like a 2-in-1 kind of thing. So a nicer skid plate that protects the linkage as well as protecting the lower side of the bike. So 2-in-1, so less things to install. Other than that, I have basically this one's like an eBay acrylic headlight protector. We'll see how it holds up over time. If it starts to get hazy or dim, or the plastic is low quality, we'll see how that goes. But it's very cheap. It's like $30 or something like that. Of course, we have the bark busters. We finally have the rack, the Perun Moto low profile rack here. So I can at least attach more luggage here. Side panniers, gas, fuel, maybe like a roto pack, something like that. It's just very handy. So especially if I have a passenger, I can still put this over here. So it's very useful to have a rack on your bike. So you just kind of have to. So that's what it's looking like right now. It looks really good. The bike is just gorgeous. So it just screams like off-road. So I wish I could like learn how to ride this soon. So that's kind of like the goal. Other than that, I'm waiting for the skid plate to come, which I mentioned is it's going to be AXP skid plate. Exhaust, I'm not sure yet, but I think before I tackle the exhaust, it's going to be last. I want to ride it like this for now and see how the weight is. I do notice a weight change on the bike. It's noticeable. It's definitely not negligible, so you have to get used to it. So I have to get used to it. More weight up top, so so the bike is already top heavy, so it is what it is. I debated long, very long before I put these bars on. I had the bars for a while. I think I mentioned it on the last video. I wasn't sure if I want to add that weight onto the bike, but I ultimately just said, like, screw it. I'm not that good to keep the bike up on dire situations. It's better for me to just have some insurance policy and have a crash bar. And I will have the skid plate, like I said. If I hit a rock down below, it's going to be protected. It covers the water pipe, water line there. That's how high the skid plate goes. The AXP is really nice. I'm putting the exhaust last. I don't really care about the power of this bike. It's powerful enough, and even with all this weight, it doesn't matter. So suspension is what I want to do. So ultimately, suspension is going to be expensive. You can go a little bit cheaper. You can go a little bit cheaper just by installing like a respring and some valves. But I'm gonna go all out. It's just I don't know. Not because I have the money. It's just I just kind of want to just go all out and like do it one time, and just it's the old So it's gonna be a whole shock and fork assembly and all that stuff. So it's gonna be a little bit pricey, on the pricier side. But we'll see how it goes. I plan to two up on this once in a while. So it's gonna be set up for heavy loads, maybe 250 and up. Yeah, so something like that. I'm not sure about the brand yet. That's why I'm not mentioning any brands. I'm not sure what brand yet. There's Touratech, there's Olin's, there's Race Tech. There's a lot of brands. So I have to, once I ride this thing like this, I'm gonna talk to my mechanic and say, oh, this is how I feel about the bike. This is what's going on, and this is how it weighs. Now we're gonna measure the sag, and all that stuff. So once it's fully loaded, like with everything, all the mods and everything, that's when I'm gonna change the suspension so that we'd only do it one time, and my weight doesn't really change. So I think we're gonna get a pretty accurate setup at that point. So all right, another short video for you guys. I just want to give you guys an update before I start riding this thing and you guys notice like, oh, where'd you get that part and when did that, that kind of thing. Give you guys an update. So far, this is what I'm gonna run with, and then the next installment of this video, which should be about should be about suspension. So hopefully that comes a little bit sooner. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.